So that's what I'm thinking. So I talked to this dude. This deal was ass, but I talked to this dude in North Carolina about doing a one nighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so their deal was only a guaranteed 250, which is really small, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't got no audience, so I can't really blame them for not wanting to take the risk. And a hotel room, okay?
Okay. What? In a hotel room?
Yeah, then they give you a room for the night.
Oh, I thought you were talking about it's going to be, as in it's going to be in a hotel room.
No, it's at the club. And so, yeah, so you get the hotel room and 250. I might be like, keep the room, just give me the money. What I'm thinking about doing is, so usually I'll sell my shirts for $20 to $30 depending on how big the crowd is, right?
Yeah.
So I might just be like, yo, ticket for 10, shirt for 10. So it's $20 for the ticket, right? But you get the shirt with it, right?
Yep.
So essentially, you're buying the 2 for 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd lose money on merch. However, I would get I would actually get ticket sales, right? I mean, hopefully it'd all be encompassed, but if you buy a ticket, then you get a free shirt. That's combined, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? So then if somebody else wants to buy additional merch or whatever else, they can do so. But that's what I was thinking about doing. So then I was like, man, if I can get, let's say only 10 people come out, right? I should be able to get 10 people on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And 10 people come out, I go, all right, that's 200. So my 200 plus my guarantee, we're at 450. That probably covers my flight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I break even, get some people to come out, see you grow a little bit. And if I can string a couple of those together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I do a weekend in DC. A weekend in DC. Because I think like DC Commonwealth has a small room.
So you want to go DC?
Well, I'll go to DC next weekend anyways, right?
Oh, so you want to, since you're already out there?
No, I'm just like future, right? So for the future, I go like, I don't know how far North Carolina is from DC.
I'm not doing this on purpose. Look, I can't even get out of here.
What are you trying to do?
I was just trying to promote the show right now.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
No, but that's one thing. I'm just trying to see if I can so let's say if I do a weekend on the East Coast, let's say I do one. Yeah, because a lot of the rooms will have a smaller room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go like, all right, if I can do a DC, a Baltimore, and North Carolina, Charlotte, something like that, with all in a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's one plane ticket. That's 3 shows. So one show essentially would take care of my one plane ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then merch, whatever, blah blah blah, shirts, give all that to the people, and then you come out with a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Here's what I just came across recently with one of my comedian friends that you probably don't know. Mm-hmm. He has huge numbers, astronomical numbers.
Okay. You said I probably don't know.
I mean, you know him, but it was through me. I had said you should book him for the show, and you never did. But he has great numbers. He's a great online person. Mm-hmm. He said he's keep coming across the issue of being booked for clubs where they was like, you got low ticket sales, so we're going to cancel. Mm-hmm. And it was like that translation of stand-up comedy and just not coming out for crowds. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't know if it's the marketing, you got to put some money behind it to kind of get ads. It's essentially you got to use your biggest videos,
right,
with I'll be in San Diego,
right.
This time. He says you keep coming across that issue. Like, man, I keep getting booked, but it was just like it's not worth it because I was doing the door sales,
right.
And it's like people just not coming out. So he was like, I don't know what I should do. And then what happened was
take a guaranteed.
Huh?
See, you should take a guaranteed.
I mean, sure. Flying out to Arizona for $250.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then you put together something for a weekend, right? Mm-hmm. So, Arizona, I don't know how many people are in New Mexico, but I don't know what's exact. Arizona seems like a tougher one because I don't know what's close. But let's say you take Texas, right? Mm-hmm. You got Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and Austin. Mm-hmm. Right? You got 4 cities within 8 hours of each other.
Yeah.
All right. So if it's okay, I land in Dallas. Next show's in Austin. They're a couple hours apart, right? Then so let's say that's Thursday. Friday I'm in Austin, right? Saturday I'm in Houston. Saturday I forgot what day I'm at. Whatever. Sunday I'm in, right? But you put 4 one-nighters together, and now you just did a weekend, which is somebody's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the difference right now. It's like, okay, can I do a whole weekend somewhere? No. Is it worth it to go somewhere for one night? No. But is it worth it to string together 3-4 shows? One plane ticket, one car rental, right?
Yeah.
You can rent a car for $30-$40 a night.
Also, what CT was recommending, like if this ever happens, still take the night, but also get somebody locally with high numbers to open up for you. That has some good numbers that they can bring their people there.
Yeah, I thought about doing. You can always do like, you know, here's the cheating way to do it. It's to be like, all right, guys, now we're gonna start the talent show. Whoever wins gets $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope you brought your people.
Yeah.
Audience vote.
That's essentially what my homeboy did, man. He went back, Mark went back to Dayton, Ohio, and he asked me to fly in to do the show. It was just too ironic. It was my birthday as well.
Yeah.
And he got my fans and family and friends and stuff, and he sold that mug out twice.
Yeah.
So it's a good strategic move of like, who do I know locally that is hot right now? I don't got to pay them for hotels or anything.
Right,
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Travel, rental cars and stuff.
Right.
So you get some hot local people, because now you're putting people on. They look out for you in the future and stuff.
Right. When I was with DC, we did a small room in Dallas, and it might have been 10 or 15 people there. Right?
In the crowd?
Yeah, in the crowd.
Okay.
But then it was me and G King, and then DC, and my thing was always like, of course DC's busy. He's back on the road with Marlon and stuff like that. But to watch people who just randomly came, right? Some people were just like, man, we just randomly came, and there's some people who came because they know us from Daddy Issues, and then they show. People were like, no, he was like, that show was dope. It was so good to be.
Yeah.
A few of us. I was like, all right, something like that makes a ton of sense while you're growing the other stuff. You know what I mean?
It kind of hurts, man, when even me doing my Zodiac show. I mean, the least I've ever had that show up was maybe like 10 people. And it's kind of humiliating. Because it's like, the whole point of me doing this Zodiac show is to get a bunch of comedians who have birthdays in this area that people feel like we're celebrating these people. And I'm like, not one of y'all celebrated this week? It's like, it's 6 of y'all on the show. Y'all could have brought one person each.
Most comedians don't do it, though, which is why we had the Comedy Live, somebody else does it.
Right.
Because it's like, it's going to be too much for us to have to do it like that.
I definitely need to push, like, hey, man, I want you guys to have a good time. All right? I mean, I don't want y'all to be embarrassed by having nobody here. So definitely come and bring somebody. I mean, try to do a little, you get 2 comp tickets. Have people come
I would have done every show for free if I could. I would go like, hey, nigga, I eat a little bit, just take it for free. Just come, because I get you on the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I just need you to come and see me and like me,
right?
Follow me, all this other stuff, and then grow up. What's up, Big Sis Chris? And then that's like, you know what I mean? I just go like, who the fuck? It's my daughter's fault. I'm looking at my shirt now.
Well,
it's just the collar was hanging up.
You got snatched.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that happened to me Sunday. You got to pull it back like this.
Like,
and let the droop come back in the back area. Yeah, that happened to me Sunday. That shirt right there. That shirt right there. It was like, this mug is too low.
Because somebody would think it's funny, but I'm like, hey, nigga, we're adults. Adults. Don't ruin my shirt.
Yeah.
Did the Glorilla get you, Chaz? I don't get it.
The gorilla. Oh, maybe gorilla.
Oh, Gorilla? Because, I was thinking glow. First off, that gorilla came to me. That's me getting smacked up. So many people are saying that the gorilla would win. Ain't no way.
I seen another study. We did it on Squadcast. I did like that.
Oh, you plug them? That's crazy.
That's
Oh
wild.
my
I'm sorry.
God, this
That
guy
was
Lack.
wicked work.
Dion Lack hates Macaroni and Chaz. Everybody,
That is true.
he hates us. He also hates black women.
First, then Squadcast.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we're talking about. I looked it up. It's like, what's the endurance of gorillas? Because they don't have long endurance. They can probably run like 10 yards without getting tired because they got a lot of muscles.
Yeah.
They got burst of speed, and they're stopped usually. You'll never see
more
gorillas.
than 10 yards. That's nothing.
I don't know. I just they had some sort of kilometers. I ain't do the registration.
Conversion.
Yeah. But then also they said they do have brute strength, but
Right.
it's like benching. You're benching your max weight, but it's like they won't keep doing it. The problem is what do we have that can penetrate and possibly hurt their body skin? You got to go with eyes, and because their skin are like leather couches, so it's like I need you to get in there, because they can withstand falls.
Yeah.
So they got great shocks in their knees. So I was looking it up and I was like, it really just takes. It really will have to come down to the amount of men who willing to not give up. Like we have some 300. Like this is Sparta. I think we're in a good shape.
With no weapons, it's tough.
Yeah.
You got to stomp on it. You got to keep stepping on his foot, bro.
Right.
You got until the foot is one big bloody it's into the ground.
Yeah, his
And then
chest, his chest is a pelican case.
You got to bite his Achilles.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what I was thinking tour-wise. I was like, I might start trying to build like once a month, a weekend in a town. Like Michigan, I mean, the Midwest is easy. I could easily go do Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Lansing, right? I can do Michigan all by itself, Grand Rapids to Lansing to Detroit, Chicago's tougher.
Yeah.
But I can go Chicago to Cleveland to what else is over there?
You really got to find your audience, man.
Yeah.
You really got to find that audience.
You got to go get them.
Yeah.
So I go like where everybody who's like, oh yeah, we know this person. But you know what, man? I remember when I was doing, because part of it also is just like, when I used to do this Club Comedy Connections back in Lansing, they would just have random people come for a weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Like you didn't know any of these bodies, but they were just booked shows. And so whether you knew them or not, this is who was performing this weekend. And now it feels like it's only, you got to have a name. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to do this. Right. But I was like, there's a lot of smaller clubs that you don't have to do that with.
Yeah. Also, have you asked ChatGPT?
What?
How can I sell out tickets?
No, I have not asked ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I went to like YouTube and stuff like that.
Right. I'm sure there's like, because I think certain clubs can rig the algorithm by hooking up with radio stations locally and give out free tickets, just to pack the house out, man. Maybe we need to do some street teams, pass them out. Hey, 2 for 1 tickets out front, people walking by. Believe it or not, that's how my boy Mark really took off. He was just really in that area. It's like a little, I don't know if you've been to, where were we at? What is that place called? Funny Bone.
Mm-hmm. I've never been to the one in Dayton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The one in Dayton is like a little plaza, it's a bunch of stores, like a Burlington Curve Factors all around there. So you just kind of like, y'all already here. So after y'all done with this movie, y'all can come over here. It was just like a lot of that.
Yeah.
So come on over here, which was dope. I don't know if comedy clubs are profitable, because there's another one downtown that's opened up. You heard about the Upstairs? Mm-hmm. You been there yet? Mm-hmm. I'm going tonight.
You said something's going on tonight?
Yeah, I think CP.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're pretty close to it.
Yeah.
How far is it from here? It's not that
I haven't
far.
looked it up yet.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times now. I haven't performed here, but went down there.
Who'd you support?
Well, I went for their they had like a grand opening kind of thing, so I was there for that, and then I saw Shantae went and did a show there with some other folks. So yeah, but it's really nice, and it's upstairs.
Yeah.
So they might be opening a downstairs smaller room too.
I wonder if it's actually profitable, because I'm thinking like you guys still got to pay for the electric, the water, staff, food.
So what I heard is that, because I always say this, that comedy clubs are restaurants. They sell food and drinks, not comedy, right? But they make most of their money on the drinks, and then they might do a door deal, right? If you're not big enough. Otherwise, if you're big enough, they're getting all the door. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But this dude in Pleasanton told me that because he asked me to come to a one-nighter. And I was like, man, I ain't really got no audience, man. He was like, we make our big money for months off of like one big guy. If you get like somebody, they can come do 80,000 in a weekend. You know what I mean?
80,000? What club is this?
This is Tommy T's in Pleasanton. This guy was saying this.
80,000. How big is this club?
It's not that big, but I mean it's big. It's like it's over 100 people. It's like maybe even I don't remember what the exact count of the club was. But think about this. If you do 5 shows, one Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and it's a big name, right? Let's say you get, some people are too big to even do those, but they do theaters, right? Uh-huh. But if you get, but Kevin Hart, somebody would still come do a weekend, right? How much money do you think they'll make in a weekend to have Kevin Hart or Gabriel Iglesias or name somebody? You know what I mean?
Joe Coy.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, when Joe Coy did San Jose, which is a big club, that's 400, I think, seats. Yeah. He sold it out for like 6 days in a row. And ticket sales alone, he's probably getting most of the door. So food and drink is worth it to him. Wow. You know what I mean? For 400 people, we're probably doing at least $20 a plate, right? Mm-hmm. Person for a drink and some food, they're probably easily doing $20 damn near per person. Let's call it $10 per person.
Right.
And so 10 times 400 is $4,000 a night.
Come on with the quick math.
Come on, man. It's easy. Had to. So then more math. 5 shows for 4,000, right? I go like, man, you're going to be able to do that like really easy, right there. So,
you think if a police had a gun to your head and about to blow your brains out, they made you do like a word problem? You think
word problem?
I'll let you live, but if you can answer this question. Mm-hmm. Sally had 9 apples. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Paul came in and gave her 14 more. Mm-hmm. But the problem is...
Oh, I had you at 23. I had you...
19 of Sally apples were poisonous. Okay. But if Paul never talked to Rick about getting the green apples, Granny's, is it possible... Could he divide the 2 apples that Sally originally started taking a bite out of and divide it by 4? Mm-hmm. Here's the issue.
Yeah, how many bullets you got?
Unload.
You want me to stand here? Or?
Go have your way with me with the bullets.
You got it, dog. You talking about a word problem. Yeah. Look, if 2 things, you give me a word problem and double-digit division, that's a wrap. Yeah. You got it. You said, what's 56 divided 46? What? 56 divided 46? It don't matter how much time you give me in paper. It's over.
Yeah, double-digit division. That's a bar right there. I'm gonna put that in the rap. Double-digit.
Man, that shit used to tear me. I'd be like, well, I'm in 4th grade. This is where I quit. I said, well, this is the max math I can do. Yeah. And then math got letters. I said, okay, this is insane.
I gotta solve for X? I don't even like my X.
What kind of dumb shit is this where we go like, okay, let's get the alphabet involved. Yeah. No. There's reading and there's math. Why'd I have to solve for letters? Why can't I just solve for numbers?
The numbers is unlimited. Letters they don't need to be included in this. You know what? They only have A, B, X, Y, Z, right? You don't really see any of the other letters in math.
But here's what messed me up. They go like, okay, solve for sine. I was like, what? Sine, cosine, what's the other one? Tan?
I don't remember this. I dropped out.
A tangent, Right? I was like, what's the median? I said, hey, these are words.
Right.
These are words. Why am I solving for words?
The cube and the matrix.
What are we doing? What's that one little symbol? Remember the little U symbol? And it was like the parallel bar. What is it?
I tapped out.
I said, you guys. Just when I thought I had it down, y'all want to add entire words to math. Find the sine, the cosine, or the tangent, the nuclear. I was like, you're a goddamn.
Yeah.
To hell with you. I spit in the books.
It was wild. I couldn't give I eventually did, but my daughter did some math really quick. Mm-hmm. We were talking, and I was about to say I don't know, and she just answered real quick. She was like, I can't think what it was.
You got about 27. You good?
It was something along the lines of like, yeah, she originally had paid me like $37, and then Makia had gave me an extra $50. So then your mom had asked, can she borrow $35? She's like, so she gave $27. I was about to say, I don't know the math. I was gonna say that, but I was like, yeah. I was like, you could be wrong, but it was quick, like, addition, subtraction, but at the same time, I was like, you did that really fast. I didn't ask you to start studying what I was about to say.
Some people just get it, bro. Yeah. They got numbers and they can see it all.
Right.
I go like, hold on, let me take a step back.
You know what really gives me a little anxiety?
What?
Of course, reading always gives me anxiety, right? So
you can't have reading and math be your Achilles heel.
But here's
you can't walk. Two Achilles down.
So imagine a word problem.
Yeah.
Is reading and numbers in there? So what gives me anxiety is, you ever seen like a TV show or a movie that has like actual like a letter that is being read? Mm-hmm. Like you just randomly see something like this, like you'll see this angle like this. Mm-hmm. You like, are they about to read it out loud?
Right.
And then the camera pans over you, be like, oh, I gotta read this. She's like, are they gonna cut away? It's like, you like, dear Dad, oh, they cut away. They cut away.
You gotta be like, I gotta wait till I can pause it on screen or go find it on YouTube. Somebody has it.
Because I was like, I wasn't expecting to read. I thought you were gonna read it out loud. Now you caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Dad, when are we? Are they gonna finish it? I just missed that whole explanation.
Yeah, well, hopefully somebody will explain it later. But the letter said, finally. I'm trying to do something in a crunch time, bro.
Yeah.
If you had it like right now, if it was like, okay, what's the degrees of this angle? I couldn't tell you where to start. I remember doing this.
Yeah.
Somewhere. If it's not a 90-degree angle, I go like, I can't remember how to figure this out.
I'll figure it out.
I can't tell you where you start.
I love math for the simple fact that it's
absolute. I got you. Okay.
Absolute.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Here's something that I never figured out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know what the formula is to figure this out. If the basketball score was 20-0, mm-hmm. right? You have 20, mm-hmm. I have 0. Mm-hmm. My first bucket is a 3-pointer.
Okay.
Your next bucket is a 2-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back and forth, at what score will I start winning?
Wait, the score is 20-0.
Yes.
And I have 20.
You have 20.
I mean, I don't know this at all.
I don't know a formula to figure this out.
You just have to keep adding it up, don't you?
Yes, but it should be a formula to figure it out. I got
to do it the long way.
You're like, okay, now you got
2 + 2, 3. Eventually, let's see, because 3 times.
You can't do that.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second, because you got to get. Wait, okay, hold on. 10. You're scoring 3 points every time.
Right.
So I'm going to do all mine first.
No.
Wait, yeah.
You're doing it the long way.
Wait a second. Just give me a second. Let me hear me out, okay? If I have 20, so we know eventually you'll pass me by 3s, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so now let's say I have to figure out how many turns it would take you to get from 3 to what I will be at, right? Mm-hmm. By that end of the number thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So we understand this thing here, right?
You're doing it the long way.
Okay, hold on.
You're explaining the problem.
So the next time I score, I have 22 to 3, right? And then it would be 24 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere, everybody.
That's the breakdown.
Okay. Well, now we're just taking it step by step. So now with that information that we have, all right, I look at that, and I said, okay, by the time, because there's a...
You ain't said nothing.
Because there's a, and we're going to meet at this point, right?
You ain't said nothing, man.
Hold on. Wait a second, man.
You're doing it exactly how an ignorant person would do it.
Because essentially, you're only going up 1 point above me each time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So the answers. Wait, what was the question? How many buckets?
At what score will I start winning?
Great.
You said great?
Yep. 66. 69. Because it's by threes, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. 69 divided by 3. Does it divide like that?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know.
72.
Because I remember this actually happened, and I got caught. Like, I was like, man, if they only shoot.
I got to do it all the way through.
Yeah, I was like, I can't think of, like, let me see, if I put E is over 100, solve for X, it should be an easier way to figure this out. Like, what do you remember E is over 100?
Huh?
Hold on. It was percent of 100 is over of.
Huh?
You remember this? Percent of 100 is over solving for.
Is what?
Is, hold on. Percent over 100 is over of.
Is over of?
Yeah. You never heard this before? What is this called, y'all?
See, here's the thing. I don't know if Deion's saying it wrong or I just don't know because I have no idea what this is. Is over 100?
Yeah.
Never heard of this.
I got you. Why did Keon email me? Percent over 100 is over of. It's a division problem to figure out what's the percentage of something. Yeah, you find this is to find the value of X in the equation of percentage. You remember this at all?
No, I don't want to do this.
So that's what it looks like right there. It is of 100% of percentage. So what you do is it's like what is 100? It's like what is 78%? So when you say what is 78, that's where 78 will go. Percent of, and then we're of 29 like that. So you'll figure out a way to get 28% of that. That sound familiar though? Yeah.
That's why I have Siri now.
But it's important though.
Sure.
It's
as long
important.
as the internet never goes out, I'm good.
Yeah, because if I had like, let's just say if I had $90, they'd be like, hey man, I need 60% of that. That was the deal, right? So you got to figure out how can I get
60, right?
No,
$60, right?
60% of
90, right? That's 2/3.
You got to do the problem,
right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense though.
Math is dumb.
Math is incredible.
It's stupid.
It's all good in games until
People who love it are stupid. All of you. You guys don't have any real imaginations. That's what's wrong with you.
It's all fun and games until somebody be like, he's been screwing you financially. Like, what do you mean? He's been giving you $10,000 a month. You deserve $100,000. It's all the same thing. Right?
If he breaks down the math to me, I'm like, so I don't see where he's wrong.
We had this discussion before, but if you were eating off of what somebody's paying you, and then all of a sudden it was like, you do realize how much money you're missing out on, would you be like, fuck?
You're not missing out on any of the money though. It's not yours.
No, I'm just talking about like as in if you fill this form out.
Well, all right. Let's say me and you have farmland, okay?
Yeah.
If I have farmland and I go like, hey, Deion, here's 10 acres for you, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I gave you 10 acres out of my 100 acres.
Right.
So I have 90 acres. You have 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're working off your 10 acres. Now if I go get 100 more acres, are you missing off of something?
No, you're not. You talking about me? I got 10%, right?
Right. You got so now I have 190 acres.
Right.
And you still have your 10 acres.
Yeah.
But now, are you gonna be like, hey, you got 90 more acres,
I got you.
100 more acres?
I shouldn't be upset, but I'm about to add a little thing to you. What if they were just like, yeah, you got your 10%, but if you went through Michaela's farming so-and-so, they're going to knock down your tax rates, and now you can be getting a lot more money. You're like, damn. It's like, that's why I said reach out to so-and-so. So if you was actually like missing out on money because it's like, this is why I said you got to read, man. You're like, okay, all right. Also, in the reverse, I need y'all to follow this. How would you feel? We're going to put it into a house thing. You let me stay at your house, right? I'm paying you rent to stay at your house.
Yeah.
Your back house. And make it not look creepy or anything.
Okay.
Your back house, because you got women in your house.
Okay.
Your back house. You find out I'm making $100,000 a month. Would you be like, hey, like, you need to up your rate? Or would you be like, do your thing, brother?
Me personally, I would say do your thing, brother. However, I would just make it like things are broken around. I'm like, oh man, a roof caved in? Man, I don't know how we're gonna get past this, man. That's gonna be easy.
So it's causing havoc in your house?
18th, yeah. It's crazy, man. And I mean, you already stretched as much as you can pay, so I don't wanna put you out of position, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's wild is I was thinking
Come on.
thinking about moving out because I don't want that busted pipe.
No. It's not gonna.
You want me to move out, right?
No. The back house is fine. It's fine. Out there, it's just, man. You just wish there was things that you could, control or,
I'm gonna take your little funky money, man.
Yeah.
Because I think yo and your mom would be like, he's on Forbes, right? Like he's doing great. Your little $1,500 that you're charging him, you're saving his life.
See, well, I don't like when people try to get the most out of somebody else.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, was that? Oh, snaps!
No, boy.
Damn it!
No, it was so close together.
Oh no!
They're still here. Hey, everybody!
Oh, damn it!
Oh boy! And we lost.
Yeah, man. And somebody just stepped on, and we didn't even see the warning because we looking up here the whole time.
I know.
Oh, we might be still recording though.
Oh, anyways, yeah. So
that's still powered up.
The math would be math.
So for y'all here, because you guys are supporting the channel, the power of the laptop just cut off, and that happened.
So we're gonna let that come back.
Yeah.
I'll probably just skip all this from now. I'm gonna stop it.
I'm like, what happened? Damn it! It's still playing, right?
Should be. Yeah.
God damn! Look at this heartthrob. Look at this handsome. Look at this dude. I think that was freshman year, Chad.
You did this.
Oh
You
my
requested
God.
to be.
This thing is a model. Look at this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy did.
Post. Here's what we do. You want to do the challenge?
What's the challenge?
You said freshman year.
Yeah. Just 20
Post-
years ago. How far along? 20. God damn.
I think we should do this. Just to get ratings up, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna send you my picture. And then say what freshman is more attractive?
That's me. What are you talking about? That's great because if you zoom in, then you see all the acne I had. Freshman year was
Yeah.
So you got the smooth skin going here.
Yeah, buddy.
I didn't have the smooth skin in that picture.
I think we should do it, man. We should
see.
Get some.
If you zoom in, you see it here.
Yeah, he ain't drink water.
That's all I did. It was just I was going through a phase.
Everybody goes through a phase.
Look, it's on my face. You can see one here.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that
was it. I had one little bit of acne and then never again.
Yeah.
Then I was good to go. But that's the age it happens. 13, 14. You know?
Yeah. Because I think your body is like, what are you putting in? What is this, grease? Sodas?
Yes, the changes.
Yeah.
It's just all that's going on.
Isn't it wild that how we grow, like, and how does it know it's time to grow?
What?
You eat, and your bones start to stretch, right?
Well, I think your body just wasn't fucking hate science. Everything just multiplies, right? It just until it's right. Everything just multiplies, and
It's wild. It's wild to think about. It's wild to think about. Like, you start off as sperm, and then you form the body, and then you keep eating, you keep growing. Like, your bones just start to stretch.
right,
Your muscles start getting stronger.
right.
It's crazy to think about. Like we're science. It's not like a transformer. Like, can you pass me the carburetor? Pass me the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're building on accessories. It's like we are growing.
Yep.
We don't even really think about, like, this is not, we're adding on. If I get a little more money, I can add on a leg. You're a plant. That's not being watered. You're being watered.
No, it's crazy because you're just a little sperm meets an egg, and then it turns into a person. It's crazy.
Not that quick.
Oh, it happens overnight.
It needs a human to incubate it.
But it's nuts.
But also, people were so intrigued, and they was like, let's clone this. Do you think clones exist?
Didn't they just clone? Remember that sheep years ago?
I'm talking about humans, bro.
I don't know if human clones exist yet, but I think they will. My thing is that will a human clone? Can you upload my brain into a human clone, or will it just be like its own person? Because you can have the exact same DNA, but if it gets mixed, it may not come out the same way, right? Because every single out of all the sperm and eggs that me and Yo had, that combination made Izzy, right?
Right.
So that it's the same DNA in every single one, right? Mm-hmm. But one other combo from each of us, we would have had a different person.
Yeah.
So that's saying. So I'm wondering if they do a clone of my blood or whatever, do I still get the same person? Like, it may look like me, but will I get the same? And I also want to know how much makes a difference. I want to know if this person sleeps a lot, will they actually be taller? That's how you can really do some real tests on balding, height, what affects weight and stuff like that to see if your clone will have the same if you do different things to them.
Yeah.
Because I think they can only really go off of like identical twins for a lot of that stuff now.
And God provides a soul. Mm-hmm. So how do we know?
Well, I guess you'll see if there's really a soul or not, won't you?
That's crazy. Because they got to have some sort of consciousness of like, I shouldn't do this, or let me help this person.
So they just made those dire wolves. Did you hear about that?
Keep talking.
So they were like, made from like Game of Thrones. They were like those dire wolves. Those are supposed to be like bigger wolves. And so they just cloned a few of them. Anybody else know about this? And they just cloned a few of them that are like out now. And it's still be trying to like clone like a mastodon or something stupid that probably shouldn't be cloned.
Because we talking about instincts of like, when dogs are born, any animal, they know that I need to procreate now. They start to hump. It's in their DNA. It's like, something's happening. I'm humping. I need to. How do you know this? No one teaches you that.
It's the same with us though.
No, we don't know. Like, if you just woke up as an adult, right, with no history of about sex. Adam and Eve, they had the guidance of God of like, I made you guys to procreate.
They're gonna figure out. They're just gonna keep sticking their holes in places until, especially that guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He was just gonna keep sticking it in somewhere.
Yeah.
So he got it right. Bingo.
But would you know that this is pleasure or to procreate?
Well, probably pleasure. I probably would have been pissed that a child came out. What? No one said this. But women's clitorises throb, right? And our meat throbs, right? So we know those are the erogenous zones. They're gonna know, right? Because women's little things fill up their little penises,
Yeah.
So we would have eventually got into the right spot. She's like, this thing tingles. And I'm like, well, what's this underneath it? Oh, it's a little passageway. You know what I mean?
Do you think without the guidance of God, how far will we get here? Because if we just dropped in here and we were like, how do I feel this way? Because you don't know if you're hungry. You're like, you're just like, I feel weak. And you can't even have somebody say, I made that for you to eat.
I think it'd be just the way like babies do. Like babies put everything in their mouth.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not good.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you either stop putting shit in your mouth or you
Yeah.
go, oh,
Yeah.
I like this.
Because what was the first thing you ate was beets. Beets taste like dirt.
And if that's all I had, I'm like, man, I gotta find. But if it gave me energy, right? If I was feeling really hungry, then if I ate beets and I was like, well, I feel a little better.
Feel great. Because what if you struck out every single time? You was eating like poison
Worms
ivory.
and oh.
You was
I'm so
eating-
itchy. I don't want to eat this anymore.
like,
I gotta go look for something else.
Right, because okay, I know not to eat no green stuff.
Yeah,
but
last resort.
Yeah. And who would have thought like, I want to eat that lamb.
Yeah.
I want to put that lamb in a headlock and bite his neck.
The fact that someone discovered killing an animal and putting it on fire and skinning it.
God gave him the instructions of that. I made all these lambs for you to dominate and to have dominion over. And
But why the lambs? They were babies, man.
lamb chops?
So good. Why is baby sheep so good? I tell you that I didn't know it was baby sheep until I didn't know a lamb was a baby sheep until Craig told me.
That's so funny. Craig Williams?
Craig Wayans.
Wayans?
I was like, this is last year. I said,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember I was looking for big ass lamb chops. I was like, why are these always so small? Where the big ones at?
He said, oh.
And then he was like, it's because they're babies. I was like, no,
Yeah.
like a lamb. It made sense. I said, no.
Yeah.
I thought a lamb was just a small sheep.
Also, I think the same thing with bulls and cows, right?
Well, bulls are the male.
I know. I thought they were a whole different species.
Oh,
Because in my head, I was like, I've never seen
they look very different.
right. And because I've never seen a spotted bull.
Yeah.
It's usually all like solid colors, right?
Right. I mean, as far as I know. Yeah.
You know what's funny is like when God had told Noah to get 2 animals of each, and like what happened to the third and the fourth? They was outside the club like, we about to go into the ark. Whoa.
Full
He's
here,
like,
buddy.
We're full. What about him?
She was like, man, let me here.
She's like, yo, we here, yo.
We good.
That's my cousin. Hey yo. I'm already inside, brother.
Hey, let me go see what's happening. I come back out, man. Tell me to come. All right.
That's
It's
wild.
starting to rain, so, hurry up if you can.
It literally is like a club. You let Rick get in there, and all the things he did, he don't even produce milk. I got a titties.
Don't need you. I always wonder about, like, insects. I'm like, well, what? Did you let flies in? Was it necessary?
Insects.
Roaches made it through. Rats
Right.
made it. What are we talking about?
Right.
We didn't need any of those.
And a lot of the animals eat each other in there.
Yeah, had to
Like-
keep everybody separate.
Yeah. It was a huge fight in there. It was like, hey, lions, y'all over here. Deers over here.
I always want to believe Noah's Ark so bad.
You want to believe it?
Yeah. I just can't believe that he went and got 2 lions. And he said, okay, you guys line up here. Okay, let me just put this leash around them.
Yeah.
Got the elephants to come on, giraffes.
Right. And also, was he already an animal tamer? Like, because if that's your first time dealing with animals, you're like, you want me to bring in the rhinoceros?
If God was like, yo, Chaz, go get 2 of every animals. This is where you say Chaz is this is when I become an example in the Bible of a non-believer.
Not listening.
Yeah, because I'd be like, okay, that's just whatever I ate last night was talking. Whatever I ate last night was talking, man. Because, whoo!
Yeah. I mean, also, I don't know how long, y'all probably gonna look it up. How long did it take to build the ark because you're listening to God for a long time. And then it was like, okay, now that you're on the ark, now I need you to get 2 of each animal. And it's like, you do realize we're not everywhere, God, right?
And you grab 2 of everything you see.
Yeah, it was like there's animals across the world that I can't even get access to. We're going to have them walk to you.
My question, here's what I always think about, is that we only have the recordings of the Middle East, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Which is a small area compared to the world.
Right.
So I also wonder, did God have a different name to others?
Yeah.
In different regions?
Bars.
And was it the same? So are there a bunch of different Noahs in different regions that may or may not get recorded? Because we only have a recording of one area.
I like what you're doing right now, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you said this because I believe the Bible is an origin story of one family, Adam and Eve. And then there was branching off from there. I believe, there's no way for me to prove this, throughout the world, it was several men and women. I think God was like, this story right here is more important.
this story is the fire one.
Because I don't want to confuse people by talking about Rick and Jocelyn. So let's talk about Adam and Eve. And then throughout the years, these people start to kind of commingle, and that's how they're not like a bunch of incest happening. Because it don't make no sense. Like, hold on, what about the Casamanites? Where they came from? It's like... Like, where did these tribes come from?
That we're the only ones.
Right, it's like a
That'd be
group.
weird, right? This is your daughter. That'd be weird, right?
Right. Because it just all of a sudden these tribes of people just kind of popped up in the Bible. And I was like, tribes?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just like he's like, let's focus on this story because these are the people who's gonna be the lineage of Jesus.
Right.
Because if we start kind of like, hold that thought, y'all. Let's jump over here to Egypt where we talked about blah blah blah.
All right.
So I feel like that's why I feel like he just kind of stayed. Well, not he, but also the Moses wrote the first.
Because also, China has a long recorded history, thousands of years.
Yeah.
Probably predate the Bible. I'm assuming, because I think the Bible is like 4,000 years old or something like that. Anybody? But because Jesus is 2,000 years old, right? And so. I know like Buddha was a guy. He was hanging out around. Not that he was a god, but he was a messenger of such to get you to nirvana and stuff like that. So, yeah, I wonder if either God goes like, hey, man, just call me whatever you call me because, I can't get you to say Allah in your language, right? Yeah. They don't really say the R's in China anyways, you know what I mean? I mean the L's. So yeah. He's like, I don't like Allah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe that's what rock. Oh, that was Africa. Never mind. Anyways. Rock. Anyways. Yeah. But yeah, I always think that too. That's why I always say I don't think there's one religion because.
Yeah. And like I said, we just kind of dominated the Bible to be as big as it is. It's a great story. But there's somebody who's like, man, I'm just not marketing this. This origin, because there's a Bible of Terrence and Mary that was like, yo, this is our story of the Bible, but we just can't market it great because like our stories wasn't hot, like yeah, because they have interactions with Jesus too, but it just didn't hit. It was like, hey,
somebody got slided. Blasphemy. Somebody just gave him a head nod.
Yeah, that's
I saw Jesus once gave him a head nod.
It's blasphemy, man.
It's always interests me because I'm like, man, there's so many, and then like so many recordings get burned down and they get lost over the years. You know what I mean? Like there's so much history that just gets forgotten and erased, and they find entire civilizations under civilizations. Like, there's an entire world that we found under the catacombs of. Yeah, and it was like, oh man, this was here. Yeah, the ancient Mesopotamia, whatever it's called. Right. They just keep finding new findings. Yeah. I guess I think I heard recently that there was a huge irrigation system underneath some of these temples in South America or something like that. Wow. That some people found like there was whole civilizations of like really advanced irrigation systems that they found accidentally, something like that recently.
You know, it's great visually to see it. It's great visually to see those caves, the water, and it's kind of like all this greenery and stuff.
Yeah.
But just imagine the cameras go away and it's just you.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Terror.
Terrifying. Because I actually think dinosaurs were just found in the 1900s somewhere, right? Anybody? Like they just found out accidentally one day that it was like, what are these bones? What is this creature?
And also, we don't talk about enough. This is what we don't talk about enough. What came first, Adam and Eve or dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs came first, right?
Yeah.
So dinosaurs, what was that science project? Why was dinosaurs more important? Because if dinosaurs were first before Adam and Eve, why don't you talk about the bones
Oh, I'm way off.
of the dinosaurs in the Bible? Because Adam and Eve was around, they could have been like, yo, there's bones of a huge pterodactyl right here. We just blow by that in the Bible.
Yeah, I wonder why. I guess it wasn't important. It's like, none of this has to do with you
guys. It's nothing to do with you.
Just got to skip past that.
Oh no, I'm not way off. Okay, so some people found pieces of different animals here and there, but in the mid 1900s is where they found an entire. Jamie Nieto's calling me.
Who?
Jamie Nieto.
Oh, he's over here too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
I don't want to ignore him right here. That he hits out to come in.
Yeah, he trying. Jamie talking about right here. Jamie,
What's up, Jamie? Are you on the? Well, I'm gonna hang up. Get back on the IG, okay?
All right.
All right.
My man, Jamie Nieto. I was like, what's Jamie doing, man? So for those that don't know, we'll see if he comes in. We'll introduce Jamie Nieto.
Nope.
Because he's
I messed up.
Oh, man, did you hang up on him?
I did.
You went off live?
I did.
Jeez. So for those who don't know, it's our good friend Jamie Nieto, who I met in the writer's room working at Harvard Studios. Jamie is also an Olympian in the high jump.
Yes.
And he married another Olympian as a hurdler from Jamaica, man. And Jamie, unfortunately, was injured coaching, doing a backflip. Showing off. Showing off.
That's the
But
worst.
what's dope about Jamie is that he was before his injury he was doing acting and created his own movie, and then like I said, he got injured and never stopped him, which is what's really dope if you follow Jamie about his journey. What's up, Nieto?
Hey.
Just talking about your journey, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw what you guys were talking about in the Bible too. So I don't know if you saw my comment. I said,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna put you in the cam.
So I said it took 50 to 75 years to make the Noah's Ark, and then the other thing when Dion was talking about other people, right?
There he is.
So when Adam and Eve, they had Cain and Abel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when what was it? Cain slew Abel, was that right?
Yeah.
So when Cain slew Abel, they excommunicated him from wherever they were at. And so when they took him out, before he left, he said, "You can't make me go out there because they'll kill me." So
They.
there's already other people.
Mm-hmm.
Who were they? If Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel were the only people, it had to be more people. So in the Bible, it says
That's what I'm
that.
saying. So you confirm what I just said, right? Like there's other tribes, there's other families, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Moyo asked, was he and his wife on Black Love? Yes, they were on Black Love.
Yes, we were.
And they're still in Black Love.
Hello.
I was wondering what you guys were looking at when I was watching.
Yeah, this is YouTube live over here. This is a bigger feed over here.
Oh, should I go to the YouTube live?
Yeah, as you should, man. Come on over here.
Well, I don't think we can't add you in on the YouTube though, but
Oh, okay.
But-
I'll talk to you here for a quick second.
yeah, man. But thanks for hopping in. So real quick though, because for those who ever want any kind of inspiration, and Jamie also just sold a show. Well, it's been on now. You about to do a season 2? Did you just do season 2?
Yeah, we did season 2.
You want to plug the show on the network real quick?
Yeah, it's called Cut to It. first season came out on Aspire. Forgive the kids in the background. I got a 4 and a 2-year-old. Gosh.
42-year-old.
4 and 2.
Cut to it. It's a barbershop talk show. The first season, like I said, is on Aspire TV. We had some great guests. We had some great barbers. Garrett Dixon, who is a barber / comedian.
Yeah, it's one of the homies.
He's been in the game for a minute. Then we got Will Brooks, who he's a barber as well. He's cut a lot of celebrity NBA players, I should say, his hair.
Name some of the guests you've had.
So the first season we had like Michael Jai White. We had Bentley Kyle Evans, who you know. Marcus Williams is a former NBA player. We had Tony Roberts, Tony Baker.
We up.
We have Omar Gooding. Huh?
We up. Okay.
Yeah, Omar Gooding. Who else? I don't want to forget nobody. Willie Galt.
Who'd you have for the second show? Second season. Let's skip the other
Second
niggas.
season we had Chris Paul.
Okay.
See, Chris Paul, Johnny Gill, Columbus Short, Ron G.
Yeah, Rampage too, huh?
Yeah, we had Rampage, Russell Peters,
Come on, man.
Graf.
I think about to say
Keith Robinson.
Chaz.
Who's an actor, singer. Yeah.
No, I'm not popular enough to be on Jamie's show.
Not
Not yet.
We're
Not
shopping
yet.
this second season, so we're trying to get another distributor. So if you guys are interested, definitely shout me out there. Connect me with somebody.
The show is called Cut to It on Aspire.
Hey, see if you got some connects with Aspire to get my hip hop show on that
All
network.
right, do your own business on your own time.
I got you. Send me your stuff.
Absolutely. I'll definitely text you the trailer for season 2.
All right, Nieto.
All right, bro.
All right, guys.
All right, bro.
Good to see you.
You too.
Yep.
Peace. Jamie Nieto, everybody. Olympian.
Nieto.
Olympian.
Nieto. Gato.
1% of the world. Him and his Olympian wife and their future Olympic children.
But they ain't win nothing. I just.
This guy with
I didn't
the
know if that was
extra-
true or not.
The extra hate.
Is that true? I was joking, but I was like, maybe that
Didn't
is
they
true.
win in life if you're an Olympian? They went to represent the country.
I'm sure they got some sort of gold.
And this is how you talk to them?
No, I was being silly, but I was like, maybe that's. I don't know if he got any medals.
Oh, my God.
Do you know if he got any medals?
He didn't win a medal at the Olympics. He's won a bunch of
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
saying it. I
just
was saying it.
disgusting.
No. That
There goes
backfired.
your Aspire deal.
That backfired back. Because in my head, I was like, I know he got medals. I'm like, I don't know if he does.
Sounds like a more
Stop it.
straight
I'm
hater.
sorry.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
No, that wasn't hating.
What's up, B-Mob? Not yet. I heard the movie Chaz just wrote is fire. What are you talking about, Big Sis Chris? What movie did I write? Well, I'm trying to think what you're talking about. I really, really want to write this spoof, though.
Bianca said there is mention of the dinosaurs in the Bible in Job 40.
Can you find it for us real quick?
Let's see.
I'd like to know. I want to know what the scripture said. Job got the... Job didn't deserve none of that.
Man, I don't want to be an example like that.
Or Job just hated his family anyways. He was like, yeah, your wife is gone, your kids. He was like, yeah. Just get some new ones. Right, God? Gotcha. There we go. Wasn't attached to any of them.
It says, the book of Job, specifically chapter 40, describes a creature called the Behemoth and a creature named the Leviathan. Some people believe these descriptions could refer to dinosaurs, while others interpreted them as mythical or metaphorical. So we don't know what it says. Here we go. Here's what it says, actually. Okay? Job 40. Describing, well, I feel like it's more description.
Yeah, what's the actual...
What's the verse?
I want it in the actual Hebrew, the halakha version. If ain't nobody can.
What's the verse, y'all?
Can somebody help?
Because it's still describing Job. And I'm not reading 40
Those
verses.
are hippo and crocodile. The Leviathan and the Behemoth.
What is a behemoth?
Mm-hmm.
Behemoth sound like a description. That girl was behemoth, right?
I don't know. Young Earth creationists often propose that the behemoth and Leviathan are dinosaurs possibly surviving to Job's time or Middle Age. That can't be true. Oh, the movie for Shantae. Yeah, it is dope. Yep, it's a fire ass movie.
It's already out?
No, but we're still trying to get it done because I was like, we can get this movie done this year, whether we do it independently or sell it somewhere. But I'm like, no one can tell me the first 20 pages aren't the funniest. No one can.
Where'd you
tell
read
me
it?
that.
Where'd you read it to?
Huh?
Where'd you read it?
No, I did a table read at like the studio once.
Okay,
and
dope.
then but I know it was hitting, it was killing. But can somebody put the actual scripture in the actual?
She did it.
Where?
No, she did right there. But it's the
But
same
the
one,
words.
though. Right. Let me just do this.
Because it helps us not have to look down and look up and look down. But no, Big Sis Chris, you are correct. Look at. Okay, my bad. Look at Behemoth, which I made. Oh, so this is the new international version for those who don't know. Look at Behemoth, which I made along with you, and which feeds on grass like an ox. Well, that can't be an alligator. A hippo still fits in there.
Right.
Or, which feeds on grass like an ox. So it's not an ox. What strength? Maybe it's an elephant. What strength it has in its loins, what power in the muscles of its belly. Its tail sways like a cedar. Oh, can't be a elephant.
But it could be what is a brontosaurus? Because they're long, right?
Yeah, but it says it eats grass. Brontosaurus be up in those trees.
And also, hold on. They were still alive.
Right.
Right?
So
during this.
it can't be a dinosaur.
Right.
Because it's millions of years apart.
Right.
Its bones and tubes are bronze. Its limits like a rods of iron. Its ranks first among the works of God. Yet its maker can approach it with its sword. The hills bring it the produce, and all the wild animals play nearby. Under the lotus plants it lies, hidden among the reeds in the marsh. Sounds more like an alligator. The lotus conceal it in the shadow. The poplars by the stream surround it. A raging river does not alarm it. It is secure, though the Jordan should surge, which is the river, should surge against its mouth. Can anyone capture it by the eyes or trap it and pierce its nose? Why do you want to pierce its nose? Same way they did with the ox, right? They pierce the nose. What does that do?
I kind of feel like these are reptiles for sure because they're watching this live animal do stuff. So dinosaurs and because if dinosaurs still exist while Adam and Eve, it doesn't even make sense, right?
No, science disproves that 1,000%.
Let's really talk about this then. Did cavemen exist?
To a point, yeah. Cavemen are real.
So if cavemen exist, they were definitely the rough draft of God. Because that should have been the original Adam and Eve, right?
Right.
How do we know that there is a caveman? And why don't they have any stories?
Yeah, they're written on the walls. Run from elephant fall, we eat.
We got to get to the bottom of this. Do cavemen exist?
They did. There's real cavemen. They were called, I forgot, what's the scientific word for cavemen? Erectus? Oh, no, we're Homo erectus, right? So is my ping.
Hello.
Oh, wait, that would make it a gay. Anyways. Yes, early humans, often referred to as cavemen or cave dwellers, did exist and sometimes lived in caves. With the term caveman can be seen as somewhat inaccurate and simplistic representation of prehistoric people. You should ask what year. Oh, here you go. The Paleolithic period was 2.5 million years ago to 10,000. Oh, what'd you just do?
Write it down.
Where? Oh. No, I lost it.
I did nothing different. It said read more. I hit down. Right here.
Oh, okay. 2.5 million years ago to 10,000 BC saw early humans develop various technologies, including tools and shelters. So 2.5 million years ago, which when was Adam and Eve?
I need a historian to talk to me, man, because this timeline is off. Like, so we saying God created the heaven and earth, and then He created dinosaurs. Then He created cavemen. He said, I messed up, and then He's like, okay, let's do it again. How long did dinosaurs exist?
A long time, but not like long, but like long. So the behemoth was in the river of Jordan, as it says, right? So what kind of animal could have been the behemoth? Behemoth river.
It wasn't behemoth, just FYI, guys. It's called caveman,
Jordan.
not cavewoman.
So I mean, how many animals could it be? First, the behemoth, a powerful creature described in the Old Testament. But what could it be?
Yeah, when you type in behemoth, what is the description of? What does it visually look like? Because also, a giant in Bible times, I'm sure they was like 6'5". It was me. I'm sure everybody was just short.
Well, because I go like, well, elephants are around, but they don't have major tails, right? A large, powerful plant-eating creature that dwells in marshes and rivers. He said, yeah, hippopotamus, elephant, river, or even a dinosaur.
Quake.
A crocodile, whale, or snake. I don't know. It said it eats grass, the giant tail.
So cavemen exist. They died with the dinosaurs, right?
Some. Like saber-toothed tigers, it was in that path. Mastodons, they were all in that same age range. You know what I mean? In that group, in that era. You know? So that whole prehistoric, yeah, man, like millions of years. Took us a long time to get
I was
here.
having a good time. Look at me, we got art.
Look, somebody just grabbing ass. Gotta put your hands in. Nah, somebody didn't do that in the cave, man. Too good of an artist. Yeah.
I don't believe any of this, dude. I don't believe dinosaurs existed.
Well, there's quite the evidence that dinosaur existed. Bro.
Is there evidence of it?
The giant bones that they had left behind. Yeah.
Why don't we have bones of cavemen?
There are.
They are. Okay. Look at that. And how did dinosaurs die? Ice Age, or was it a meteor?
Don't know. That's
We're dumb.
But over millions of years, it could have been both, right?
Millions of years?
It's been millions of years. The Earth's been around here a long time.
No, dinosaurs was on the Earth for millions of years.
Yeah, like
Millions.
yeah, it predates a long time.
I thought it was like 20 years.
There's different eras of dinosaurs, though. You know, there's like the Jurassic Age, and there's a something else age, and there's different ages of like. That's why they say like most of these dinosaurs then they coexist together, like brontosaurus and T-Rexes and raptors. All
Really?
Yeah, like they're all in.
I need timelines.
There's timelines. Plenty of
God, I
information.
gotta find this, yo.
There's plenty of information online. You know, Jurassic Park was one of those things that made me go look up dinosaurs to realize that, like, oh, these weren't even in this. Like, raptors are a lot smaller than they actually said. It's supposed to be like a different dinosaur that they had in the movies. You know, they were just putting it together because nobody knew. There were some real dinosaur people. They're like, this is all off.
Like I see.
Oh, look at the human in the lane there by himself.
I see, man. We're looking up caveman bones, right? So God don't make mistakes. What was their purpose?
Cavemen?
Yeah, why were they around to create what? Like, so they originally did Adam and Eve, right?
Well, this is the idea of evolution versus science, right? Is there a connection between apes and humans, right?
Yo. What if they weren't human? They were actually monkeys.
Adam and Eve? I don't think they'd be monkeys.
No, not Adam and Eve.
Who?
The cavemen never existed. It was just apes.
You gotta do way more research.
I do.
There's plenty of distinction between actual apes and actual humans that they have found. The Homo erectus to the Homo. There's a whole timeline of humans also from the beginning of time that they found.
What
Earth's
about
second find to now.
Neanderthals?
The same. That's all cavemen. She said also I pay to see Dion High.
We got to get to Neanderthals. Neanderthals are cavemen?
Yeah. There's a whole timeline of this stuff. Like, I feel like you should know this.
I want to know this stuff. I want to know somebody has really broken this down as in like God created the heaven and earth. We got the earth. Then what happened? What was the first thing that hit the streets?
I feel like it's one of those stories that God just told much later. He's like, I'm tell you guys back about the early days, okay? So this is how it was. Skip all that. Listen, when I was in high school, this is God starting, Adam and Eve, when I was in high school. This is how this story starts.
And Adam and Eve, I'm about to blow all y'all mind. Watch this. What is it? Adam and Eve had parents, but their story wasn't important. Right?
Okay.
Also, cause Adam and Eve, they had to have parents because they had belly buttons, yo.
Did they? How do you know they had belly buttons?
They had belly buttons.
How do you know they had belly buttons?
They gotta get fed from somebody.
Now that they're made from the dirt, how do you know they had belly buttons?
I know they had belly buttons.
Okay. How do you know they had belly buttons?
Gotta get fed the placenta.
Okay. If they were made from the dirt, which it says in the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. What do they need belly buttons for?
Because it's the starter kit. But I'm sure they had parents. It's like we're not even gonna start there.
I just wonder why guys have nipples.
Guys, yeah.
God was like, all right, you can feed, and you know what? You freaks should not be feeding children.
But if women came from men's ribs, it makes sense. As in, like, you are a makeshift of a man. So we started off with nipples and belly buttons, and a woman just became a form of us.
A sexy form of us. Ow!
I want to know if he was actually attractive.
Probably not that first version.
What if he was like? What if Adam wasn't attracted to him? God, this the best you can do?
I wonder how many abortions they did before he got Eve. Yeah, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Make it like this.
Yeah, I gotta do a sketch of that. Of Adam not being attracted to her. It's like, thank God. I know I've been asking for a woman, a partner. But this
Adam!
Hey, Adam. How you doing, Adam?
It was good to see you.
Yeah, I'd rather smash this sheep.
Encephalus. Look, all right, the first monkeys have been around for 4 million years, okay? Here's the evolution of ape to man, okay? There's a missing link that they haven't... Okay, hold on. There's a missing link that they haven't quite found of, right? Dinosaurs were around 65 million years ago, okay?
Okay.
Mice in there somewhere, all evolution of humanity, okay?
So they never showed that the Neanderthals crossover with the humans. This is 4 million, and then we're 6 million. They never coexisted.
There's certain ones, like I said, like mastodons. You got to see how far back mastodons go, because elephants and stuff have been around for a long time, right? They're like, so those are like a long time ago in this. But in this era, mastodons, saber-toothed tigers, they're around in here. So they were the descendants of these, giant predators, right? Not that a mastodon was a predator, I don't think. Anywho. So now human erectus, right? Homo sapiens. Oh, I think that was what it was. Homo sapiens to Homo erectus. This is that. Neanderthals, same thing. Poof, gone. Missing link. They don't quite know. Civilization. This is 80,000 years ago. Okay.
So between 4 million years ago and 80,000 years ago,
That's
you
a
had-
long.
That's a long gap.
That's a lot of missing links.
But this is a lot of time for evolution to happen, isn't it?
That's a long time.
And so then you have the beginning of civilization that they can track back to about 4,000 years ago, which is where the Bible starts, right? 6,000 years ago, ancient civilization is what they have actual record of to this day.
That's nuts. That's a lot of. Was it 65 million years ago versus 8,000 years ago? That's a lot of missing link.
Long time, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Early humanization, early creative civilization. Yeah.
Embracing nature. Yeah, we took a turn for the worse. Big Sis Chris said, let's not forget who studied and wrote this stuff up. Man, shut up.
Why are you telling us it up? It's true.
As in, like, oh, I thought she was saying as in, like, just know this is your God. I thought she was saying as in, like.
No, it's just people put stuff in, things get left out, things get remixed. The winners get to tell the stories.
Yeah.
Right? This is what's always funny to me about this is messed up. All right. About the actual Bible. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Is that Jewish people in the Bible were told that this land is for you, right? Uh-huh. And they came into the land and they said, kill everybody, and this is your land, right?
Yeah.
There are some people in that land already, right? Who are like, hey, yo.
Right.
We're about our own business.
Right.
And the Jewish people go, you know,
God
told us.
Yeah.
Right. And they're like, which God were you talking to? Because ours was just like,
love each other.
Yo, what just happened here? And then, you know, that was it.
Right.
And then the people who win get to write the stories.
Yeah.
But what's funny about the Bible is that, like, I think at that time, because had it been now, right? If this happened now, it would be a whole.
They're terrorists,
right? But you would say different stuff. You just like, oh yeah, and then everybody learned to love each other, and you know, it would be like what they're trying to do with slavery right now,
right?
Where they're like, yeah, sure, some of that happened, but like we coexisted. It's like, no, we did not.
Right.
We came in, they gave us smallpox blankets, and they put us in slavery. Yeah. What happened?
Yeah, man.
What I want to know is when you talk about my introduction of Jewish people, and I might be wrong, is they were slaves in Egypt.
I think all of them. I think Jews became a thing when the 7 tribes of Judah became.
But wasn't Moses? Was that it started before Moses, right? That's all Genesis, right?
Yeah. So
because Moses is like Exodus.
I can't think of the Joseph. The brothers, who was it? Isaac? I think Isaac. Yeah, I think Isaac. Abraham.
That's all in Genesis, right?
Huh?
That's all in Genesis, right?
Yeah. But I'm thinking when it became Judah became Israel. But Judah came out, I think, is a derivative, it derives from Judah.
Judah, man.
Appreciate it, King.
Anywho,
come on, Twills. I don't like the dots, man. Don't do me like this, man. I feel like I was right. That's what I said. I kind of feel like, come on, man. That from Twiller's a parent when it comes to historian facts.
I get it. We're just going like,
you toting the line.
Am
I right? Am I right, Twills? Come on.
But that's what I always thought about when I think about Jewish people in the Bible. Like, y'all sound like the bullies. What happened? But also, they were bullied.
Yeah.
Right? By the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Right?
It was slaves.
So they said, oh, we out of here. I understand.
Right.
The hurt people. And
right.
They went over.
I want to know what their Bibles was. I know if you are in the Old Testament, what was your Bible then?
That was it. Oh, what do you mean? When you're like actually happening at that in real time? It's in real time.
Right. So what was your Bible? So what was
I just hate that there's no more. This is what bothers me, is that after Revelations, no one else wrote a book.
They said we had enough.
We're done.
We have enough.
It's 2,000 years of yeah. You guys will figure it out. Nobody updated.
It should be a third testament.
It should be a lot more.
Yeah.
I was like, of all the different prophets, of all the different people nobody was like, this should go. This should be like.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
also, the gap between Old Testament and New Testament is a lot too.
Wait a second. Also, wait a minute. All right, this bothers me more. Okay, how did this happen? Damn it! How did this happen?
Come on.
The Torah is the original Old Testament.
Right.
Okay, this is the book by Jewish people, correct?
First 5.
First, only the first 5?
I think it's the first 5.
Only the first 5. Is that correct? So it's not the entire Old Testament. It's the first. So who goes and says, okay, well here's the whole Old Testament now. This is like, who gets to approve that? Who says this is the Bible? Because Jewish people are like, well, we don't really mess with Jesus, so why is he a part of the Bible, which is a part of our books?
Bars.
So they go like, okay, well this isn't a Bible. So there's the Torah and then there's the Bible, which is for Christians in general, correct?
Yeah.
But when did that? So when did they go, okay, well, we're splitting the first 5 books, and it was like, well, we're just going to keep adding on to this. And the Jewish people were like, don't. Like, just make something up. That's yours.
I think it's
Like,
leadership, man. I think it's came out of leadership. People like presidents and kings, and it was just like, hey, I don't think we should do it. I think we should stop it right here. This is our new constitution. This is what we believe in. And stubbornness. Just people just like, yeah, I see what y'all trying to evolve and update stuff, but that's false prophet.
There are 1,000 books of what? 1,000 books of the Bible? Because that's not what they put in the books. That's not what's in the Bible.
Yeah.
There's like 20 chapters.
At some point, you do got to stop. I'm like, I've had it.
But it should never stop, right?
Sure. But it's like a TV show. It's like, all right. I think we ran the course. I think we got the message across. I don't think there's no more.
Bro, if Paul can literally go, I saw Jesus and write more books, but he never met Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. He never met him. He came to him after he was killing all his people. And Jesus was like, chill, my guy, right?
Right.
So how come somebody else who met Jesus and talked to Jesus in the spirit, are there not books of them that are in the Bible?
Just think about the control of it, because they were collecting scrolls throughout the years. Like they were actually like, "Oh, this is good. This is a good combination. Let's all come together and create this Bible."
Right.
Because in real time, it wasn't the Bible. They were still kind of practicing the teachings of maybe the Torah.
And this is what bothers me, is that somebody put together all these books, right? And this is what bothers me.
The council.
Yeah.
And they were just like, listen, are we all agree that this is powerful enough? We can teach this to the rest of the world, right? We good? Yeah, let's do it. Or let's make the copies. There's no copy machine. We got to write it by hand. And it's like, you need to watch Chris, man, because he keep falling asleep. He keep changing words. Because they were their own copy machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were like this. And it smells like, yo, your handwriting is trash. And your interpretation, you know, to play telephone. Mm-hmm. Just imagine writing, you doing this, and you just skipped over a whole chapter. You like, and then the next person right after you was just like, you read the Bible, like, there's something missing right here.
There's a lot missing here. What's happening?
Because there, you remember, this is what it feels like. You ever see Doctor Strange 3?
Yeah.
Well, 2?
2.
And remember they did was like, hold out, fellas! And it did. You know about to go with this? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, you go.
Remember when they was creating the force field?
Mm-hmm.
And then Wanda, Scarlet Witch was like, who's the weak one? And she found him and she zoomed in on him, and then he just ruined the whole. So there's one dude that was like, what are we doing? I promise it's not gonna be important. He just kind of skipped over chapters, like, whatever. And then the person out there was like, all right. And they was like, we're missing a
somebody was lazy and was like, okay, so put all these 1,000 books in? Yeah, and it's like, hey, you only said put in the first 50. The first 50.
First 50 is good enough.
Man, you'll just never know, dog. Like,
somebody over here said the Council of Nicaea.
It's Greek people, right?
Nicaea.
Nicis, I don't know.
Nicis?
But it was a Greek, right? The Greek came in. They were the first ones to translate the New Testament. So the New Testament was originally in Greek, right? Anybody? Mm-hmm. Right? The New Testament was originally in Greek, and that's where a lot of this is where Jesus comes from, because it's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. Jesus should do that. They call me Yeshua. They call me, what's the other one? That's not a Yahweh. Yeah, that's not his name.
Messiah.
That's not my
They
name.
call me Lamb of God. They call me
They
Savior.
call me Jesus. That's not my name. But yeah, anyways.
I want to go to church and flip over a table.
Why?
I'm just being Christian, brother. This is what Jesus did too, right?
Jesus was like, yeah, but they were gambling. No one's even.
You flip over the table of the communion.
Oh, come on.
That's what Jesus did, right?
No.
Get tagged by security.
Come on. Getting tackled by security. No.
I'm being Christ-like. I'm being Christ-like. No, you're ruining the context. He was flipping over money of the money changers and the taxpayers.
They decided what went in the Bible as far as what books to include and take out. Yeah. Why not just include them all?
That's a lot of the Bible.
That should just be one
And what
big.
if it's a different perspectives of the Bible that we've already got the context of? As in like, and then we gotta get the person credit. As in like, he has a powerful second chapter, but it's literally the same as John's. So, like,
And for historians, that's the whole point. Was like, well, okay, well, these things make sense. They cross-reference. Then they should put these in there.
Yeah.
Because some of those things in the Bible, they do cross-reference, but then like, I think Luke wasn't really there, but he has a chapter, but he wasn't there. He wasn't around that time. I think he's like 20, 30 years after.
I think
something
Matthew,
like
Mark,
that.
Luke, John is the same storyline.
It's the same storyline, but they all weren't there at the same time. I thought like they were all disciples of God, but they weren't.
Jesus.
Yeah, of Jesus, but they weren't.
I think Luke is a disciple.
And I think Luke was the one who was on the outer
Okay,
side.
Google, is Luke a disciple? What do you want to know?
On the website Britannica.com, they say, Luke was a physician and possibly a Gentile.
Oh.
He was not one of the original 12 apostles, but may have been one of the 70 disciples appointed by Jesus.
Oh,
He ain't one of the Big 12, bro.
that's crazy. Did not know he made it to the playoffs.
He's not one of the Big 12.
He didn't make it to the playoffs.
No.
Because there's a lot
He
of...
was just you.
Jesus.
I'm a doctor. All right, yeah, you come in. You come in.
Go Dan.
All right.
You can hang out. And why did Jesus cut off the 12? He said, that's enough. That's enough. I want to follow Jesus. I want to follow... And...
Well, because at 12, you go like, see, I let Judas be at 12. That was a 12th one. Look at this.
The thing is, and the funny thing is, like there's disciples that they don't get mentioned at all. Mm-hmm. Like we know about the Johns, the Peters, and Judas, Timothy maybe, but there's like 8 that just like they were just hanging out. They were just atmosphere.
Yeah, all their names are known though.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Look up the you don't have hear any stories about Bartholomew.
You might not know all their stories, but they all 12 are documented.
Yeah, we know who the 12 disciples
That's what I'm
are,
saying.
but there's about 6 of them that get no recognition. It's not like Jesus was like, man, we were out, saving souls, and my boy Bartholomew came over and, baptized this child. Like, they have no mentions of stories of the other, like, 6.
And also, so Jesus' name was actually Yahweh or Yeshua, right? So there's James in here, which would be a Y, right? So I wonder what that originally was.
Yame.
Something like that.
Yame. And why is it several James?
There's a Simon and a Peter. And what were their real names? Was John Jan? I hate this. Thaddeus. My mom wanted to name me Thaddeus.
See? I'm saying Thaddeus didn't get no love. It's like, yo,
Hey, Thad.
You really want to feel the touch of God? Hit up Thaddeus and have him pray for you.
Oh, my man's name was James, the son of Zebedee. Why did he get a cool ass name like Zebedee?
Where?
James, the son of Zebedee. Oh, so John was his brother.
Chris, what I'm saying is,
The first Simon was called Peter, and
Thaddeus
Andrew
don't have a
his
book.
brother.
Bartholomew don't have a book. You see Bartholomew, right?
Yep, Bart's
They
in
don't
here.
have a book, and it's not like Jesus was like, hey Thaddeus, can you do me a solid and pray for this young lady right here? You don't hear no references of these other ones. Like we know the starting five. Why you ain't never take Thaddeus and Bartholomew off the bench?
Oh, they got the whole breakdown of them all. Look, they're all got some kind
Andrew. Andrew didn't get no love either.
I was shocked when I found out that the story of the birth of Jesus is in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Only.
I think they tried to use the same concept for school books. Some people were saying, "Oh, we don't need to put that in school books." It's true. I want the Mary Magdalene version of the story.
Man, yo.
Man, it would be like the Notebook for her. It's like Pretty Woman for her. She was this prostitute who was about to get killed. Jesus came in with his fine ass, said, "Hey, that ye without sin cast the first stone." And he was like, "Get on up," dusted her off. And she said, "Can I roll with you?" He's like, "Yeah, in the back, 'cause you're kind of a harlot, so you can roll in the back." You know what I'm saying? With the rest of the thugs and stuff like that. What else could she really be like? What else was her story outside of like, "Yo, this dude saved me from murder"?
But she's seen some things.
I wonder how many rocks did she catch before Jesus came by?
Yeah, she caught a lot. Her face looked like Quasimodo. What?
The original hoe.
What is that? Her middle name, Magdalene? Magdalene was her last name.
It was probably like I wonder if it's a region.
Because during this time, they only had first names.
Yeah, a lot of them had like where they were from or who they're. Let's see, where did the Magdalene come from?
Yeah, Mary Magdalene.
They have her skull.
Whose skull?
Like in the Vatican, Mary Magdalene.
How do you know? How do they know that? It's bruised up. Yep, this is her.
That's her. That's what the rock hit her.
Knots.
This is terrible.
They got those knots. Also, when you get your head cracked, that's the meat that's swelling up. That's not the
actual brain. I mean the
it's
skull.
not the skull, is it? Yeah, that's meat.
All right,
I need
let's see.
the Muslims and the witnesses to speak up and mess them all up. Be funny.
Okay, here we go. So the name Magdalene originates from the Aramaic word Magdala, meaning tower or elevated great. It refers to the town of Magdala, located of the Sea of Galilee.
Okay, got you. So
which is traditionally associated with Mary Magdalene.
So why didn't they say Mary of Magdalene?
Well, because it's some translations sometimes refer to as Mary of Magdalene.
Got you.
Or the Magdalene.
Got you.
They mentioned they just don't have their own books. Yeah, y'all.
They didn't put them in. I'm sure everybody was writing.
Yeah, what I'm saying is y'all keep saying that, but
But at the same time, they don't have any. Like there's a story about Lazarus, right? Mm-hmm. Lazarus was one of the homies too, like Luke. Mm-hmm. No, not Lazarus.
Lazarus was somebody's brother, right?
Lazarus got brought back to life, but it was a guy who was with the disciples, but he got some love, and then I can't think of what it was, but like, why y'all never talk about Andrew, Bartholomew, or Thaddeus? Y'all never talk about them. They said really quick. Who the disciples? We got Peter, John, Matthew was he a part of the disciples? Mm-hmm. He was a
Matthew was in the
tax
clique.
collector.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mark is Mark one?
No. Mark was not in the clique.
How did Matthew, Mark, hold on, how did Mark, Luke get a book before the disciples?
Saying. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. How did y'all make the cut?
How did Mark and Luke get a book before the actual disciples?
Come on, man.
Wicked work.
And Paul takes over the whole thing.
Yes, he came in
Off the bench.
First string. 27th pick.
I mean,
round.
shout out to Paul for his influence. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Paul.
He wrote more books than all of them.
But Andrew, his brother, didn't get a book. James, the son of Zebedee. John, his other brother, didn't get a book. Come on, man. Oh, well, John. I don't know if that's the same John, though. They got a book. There's two Johns in here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there's not. There's one John. All right, so that's John. Okay. Bartholomew didn't get no book, who was also Nathaniel. Thomas didn't get no book. Matthew. The James, the son of Alphaeus. James the Less. Thaddeus. And then Simon the Zealot. It's two Simons in here. In Judas Iscariot. What was Judas's book? Where's that at?
Yes. Where's Judas's book? And also, what's hilarious is I'm not saying the arrogance, but for
What?
for Jesus to be so powerful, right? How powerful his mind is, right? Mm-hmm. He said, "I'm not writing down nothing. Y'all won't write it down."
See, I don't believe that either.
He said, "Just listen."
I don't
and write
believe
it down.
that Jesus never wrote anything down.
Right.
I don't believe that Jesus doesn't have
Right.
books. And Jesus was a carpenter, so also he probably has furniture sketches right next to some of his scriptures.
Yo,
He's probably got some designs of some couches and stuff like that.
and the funny thing
What's
is,
that? Oh, it's just a couch doodle.
like I'm telling you, he's powerful with his words, but he's not really too good building chairs. He's trash at that. He wasn't the best. That wasn't his gift. His gift was his gift of gab. Like I'm sure if somebody was like,
Jesus has terrible handwriting.
terrible handwriting. The funny thing is there's a chair that Jesus has created that has been passed down as like this. We've kept this in our family for thousands of years. This is the handcraft from Jesus. This is his first chair that he said, "I'm not good at this, but just keep my title as a carpenter. I just need you to keep that." Jesus wrote something down. He signed somebody's titty or something. Jesus. Yeah, I got you, sweetheart. He said, "This is last handwriting." Yeah. Did he sign a check? How much is his bill? Okay.
I doubt it.
Yeah, there you go, sweetheart.
Nah, he just been annoying people. It's just
Yeah.
making people pass out.
I'm sure one of the disciples like, "Jesus, that was powerful. You should please write that down. Or you should." He said,
And you will.
He said,
Jedi mind trick.
because
Who got that?
I got work.
Who got that? Who got that down? None of you?
And who was cheating on it was like, "What did you say?"
What kind of money problems did Judas have to snitch on Jesus? Because he got offered, how many, 30 pieces of silver?
Yeah.
Which had to be go crazy.
Right.
30 pieces of silver now, people would be like, damn.
Yeah.
So.
What's the translation of how much that is now?
Oh, who knows? I'm going to see.
Also,
How much was Judas's 30 pieces of silver be worth today?
Here's what I found.
Oh, you going to make me go to it? Okay.
What up, Miss Lips? It's funny as hell.
This doesn't seem like a lot from what I read here.
yeah.
This says about $400.
And let's describe betray. Right? Is this considered betray? If
Oh, okay, this one says $25,000.
$25,000 in 2025, that's a lot. That's a lot. If somebody was like, "Hey man, we want to," if somebody was like, "Hey, we want to book Tony."
Tell me more.
We want to book Tony for the amphitheater, and it was like, I don't know, man. I can't just give him this number out, man. And it was like, no, just tell me where he's gonna be at this Friday, and I'll give
This
you
is about
$25.
$600. So what did I just read?
Maybe that's the translation in Arabic or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Would you betray Tony?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If somebody was like, "We want to book Tony for the amphitheater at Universal Studios," you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll ask him." No. Just tell me where he's at. And then you'd be like, he was like, "Well, I can ask him for you." It's like, "Listen, I don't want you to get some sort of finder's fee.
Okay, listen.
I'll just give you the money."
This number says something very different.
Yeah.
However, in the time of Jesus, 30 silver denarii would be equivalent to roughly 4 to 5 million today's money.
I'm selling them out. Yeah. Listen, I'm not telling you to do anything. Just tell me where he's at.
I would call Tony first and be like, "Hey, anybody trying to kill you that you may know of?" No. All right. Stay home.
And he could have lied. He could have like, he's gonna be at the left donkey, and then and then they be like, "Judas, you lied." I was like, "Hey, he told me he was gonna be there," right?
Judas also could have spun it, bro. He could have got everybody there and be like, "Guys, let's get him now." You know what I mean? And now he had all the Roman soldiers in the trap.
The funny thing is, he could have said it's nothing like that because he said one of you guys at the table is going to betray me. He goes, Jesus is nothing like that. They paid me $5 million for the cause to be Christians.
I wonder when he ran out, did they hear the clink, clink, clink of the silver? No, say it's not me, it's not true.
$5 million is a lot, yo.
If you afford $5 million to sell out your savior is not enough.
It's not enough, but at the same time.
But your friend, I mean, we just cool.
In real time, like, let's just say Deion Lack is on fire with content, right?
Yeah.
Numbers are shooting up. I'm getting booked shows left to right. And Small just like, just tell me where y'all shoot your podcast at, right?
Yeah. I
want to talk to Deion. It's going to be a surprise. And you be like, I can't do that, man. We kind of keep a tight-knit sort of shoot. You know what I'm saying? He's like, just tell me, here's $5 million. But also, you don't think that I'm your savior. You're thinking like, he's on fire right now. Jesus was on fire. You seen the miracles, but he's like, man, how long is this going to last? So what the analogy I'm trying to say is, he didn't know it was real until maybe, of course, God could have been talking to him like, "Yo, this is you're walking with the Son of God, right?" Mm-hmm. So when I die, and everybody's like, "You don't know it's the Son of God, right?"
Right.
Like, oh, I didn't know real time. I thought he was on fire. Like he was just everything was booking left and right. People was coming to see him. It's like
it doesn't make any sense. $4 or $5 million is a lot of money, right? It's a lot. It's a ton of money. Okay. Mm-hmm. But also, I'd be like, hey, this is a ridiculously amount.
Just to tell you where he's at?
Yeah. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, you know what, man, this just don't even feel right no more, dog. Like eventually, well, I mean, which is of course what he felt when he went and he didn't hang himself from a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Let that money go to waste.
Yeah.
They'd even drop it off back to him. I'm like, yo, take this.
Right. And also, we're going to talk about...
They got Jesus security.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that he did the money exchange with the Pharisees and then went back to dinner was like, so we're eating?
Oh, you dirty. You're dirty.
One of y'all here is going to betray me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking mine to go, y'all.
Nigga, fresh from betrayal.
I'm going to take my food to go.
What? And then everybody's like, is it me? Is it me?
Yeah. It was hold hands. That's it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Why did he ask, is it me? You know it's you.
Is it me, Lord? Is it me? He was like, no. And then when Judah asked, he said,
what happened first? Did he betray him first or was dinner first?
I don't know.
Because then he comes the next night and he's like, oh, it's the one I kiss, right? And
right.
he gives him a kiss on the cheek. And then
because it's wild to not know you're gonna betray him. Mm-hmm. Because he could have said, man, I would never, right? I would never. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna get up out of here. And then he was like, hey, where's Jesus at? And he was like, what?
It was an unprompted, like what happened?
Right.
I understand why when this Peter's like, yo, you're gonna deny me 3 times. And they were literally putting this nigga in chains and just, you know, clawing at him. And they was like, there you go, he with Jesus. He was like, no.
I get Peter.
I get Peter.
I'm sorry, Jesus, yeah.
I get Peter because it was like, and he stayed close to behind where Jesus was. And I understand why Peter was like, for the last time.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
Right. To watch it real time. Because imagine if one of your friends getting beat up. And then they're like, yeah, the crowd mob, yeah. And they was like, wait a second, you was with him too? You was the driver. Get in there. Like, no. I've never seen a guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, we got another one over here.
So when he was snitching on him and ratting him out, was it unprompted? Was it just because he just wanted the money, or did somebody approach him secretively?
There's a movie. I don't know if this is an interpretation, but you just kind of go with people's like, oh, okay, I hope they did the research. Mm-hmm. But they made it seem like it roughed him up. They roughed up Judah, as in like the same thing. Like you've been around him. Where is he? He's like, I can't tell you. I don't know anything. It's like, and they punching him. It's like, just tell us where he's at, and and just kiss him like that. It was like that. It's all right, I'll do it. They made it sound like it was that.
It seems voluntarily that he went over to him and was like, hey, got some info.
Yeah.
You know? But I love how Peter chopped off homie's ear and then Jesus put his ear back on. Jesus. It was like, Peter, chill. And, man, they had weapons on him. He had a sword on him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I go like, the 12 of y'all, how many soldiers came up?
Yeah. And also how either slow the soldier's head is or how quick Peter's slice was.
Peter was about that action, bro.
It's like, yo.
Dude was like, oh! And Jesus put his ear back on, and homie still took him.
Let me tell you something. If that happened to me, like, let him go.
Yeah, hey.
I don't know if I'm high, but just a second ago, my ear was gone.
If you put my ear back on, hey guys, I'm now a follower of you.
We got 13 followers now.
You got to take us all now.
Right.
Man, those disciples are weak, bro. All of them are weak, bro.
Yeah.
You just let them take the homie.
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know if it was at least 14 soldiers and 12 disciples. They say, okay, we outnumbered. Versus 2.
Jesus, do the thing. And I understand. Jesus like, well, I gotta do this part, blah
Right.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I got a problem with that.
Just imagine the pain that when he was talking in the garden of like, he was saying stuff like, nevertheless, like, God, please take this cup away from me. He's like, I don't want to do this. Like, God, I see where my future holds. And it's like, nevertheless, I guess I got to do this. And I was like, imagine him crying all night, just like, I see what's about to happen. Because he went 40 days, 40 nights without eating, right? And got tempted on the 40th night. So if he endured all that without crying out loud, just imagine he was just like,
I wonder why no one brought no business to tempt him.
come on, man.
I mean,
Here we go.
this nigga's like, you want this food?
Yeah, women.
You want this water? Mm-hmm.
I'm certain.
Wasn't even in the Bible. Wasn't
Yeah.
even a.
I'm certain that there's a lot of fornication with the disciples.
I had to say this.
When
You're rock stars, bro.
You were a celebrity.
Them guys were catching groupies,
Yeah.
bro. Stop.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Peter, that's my wife. Was. I'm with JC, baby. We out here. You see, we out with the one with blood, right?
Oh, she's sucking my dick sipple. All right. This is over.
I don't put it.
This is over.
Oh, God, yo. Jesus, yo.
Found the line. I crossed it. There it
I
is.
tried to pivot out.
Found the
He said, "We
line.
back."
I said, there it is. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we got Chaz Rogers, y'all.
Hey, all right. Appreciate y'all so much watching the episode like on your chest. Check, please.
Do you mind if I give them some more?
Yes, please.
A lot of laughs we cooking up in this podcast. Type of XD is high key, the live stream. It's mostly positive conversations, except we tend to get darker than elbows on one sleeve. It's sort of popping like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Mr. Chaz Rogers, Big Ready from Lansing. I'm lactose, ENT. I guess we paying for the bills, so give us another check,
Please.
There it is, man.
Sorry for all the blasphemy that you guys heard today. Most of it's just jokes and questions.
Jokes and comedy,
you know what I'm saying, guys? I believe that they all have a sense of humor as well.
Yeah.
You
Chaz, Twizzles, you gonna be here tonight?
What if Jesus had a funny laugh? He was like, ah!
I did this at Comedy Live.
What?
I was like, I said, there's a lot of books of the Bible that we don't talk about because Jesus had bowel movements. Like we just, like we don't. There was a disciple who's like, say Jesus is. hey, bro, can you not write that down?
You don't want me to get all everything?
This has nothing to do with spirituality.
That's
all right?
Thomas's book was all his bowel movements. We don't need any of it.
Jesus walked past a butt, he can't stop itching. Hey, that has nothing to do. Can you not write that? Well, you said document everything now, right? Like it was like a lot of deleted scenes. He was like, "Can you start writing my failures down?" Jesus hit his big toe walking over.
Jesus stepping his toe.
God
Almighty.
The thing is, he was morally perfect, but I'm sure there's times he tripped, twisted his ankle playing a little pickup ball, Like there was times where they were playing. They had games. They were playing a little. Hey, toss the little pebble, and it was you hit me in the balls.
You think anybody actually chose to beat Jesus? He'd be like, and smoked.
You talking about crossing them over?
Yeah, nope. He died on this. He's just sandals left.
That's what I'm talking about Bartholomew no more. That was him.
Bringing the next disciple.
How dare you cross me over?
He'd be replaced. And then there was 12.
Because essentially it was like 19 disciples. And he was just like, so you don't realize who I am, do you? I ain't
Oh, God. We're all having a good time. Combustion.
down to 17.
All right. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Anybody else love to laugh?
Yeah, there was a hater. It was like, I mean, it wasn't 6,000 fish.
You know there were haters around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's enough, guys.
Yeah.
All right. We out. We see y'all, next
when we
week
see
and such.
you. Yeah, and such.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
we can go, bro.
No, go ahead.
We got 11 people up in here. Can y'all please give me 13 words? I don't know what I said. Let's do 12 words. Give me 12 words to add to the next week's rap.
Oh, in the meantime, May 29th to the 31st, I am in Washington, D.C. with Shantae Wayans at the D.C. Comedy Loft. Okay? All right. So if you guys are in the D.C. area, please come through. Tell them Chad sent you. It'd be a good time. Every show's been fire so far. We just did North Carolina. North Carolina! I didn't do any of that, but I wanted to. So yeah, all right. So then you got to worry shenanigans. Actually, I'm going to turn the camera off. That's fine. Yeah.
Go for it. Yep.